Hey, what's up, nerds? Oh, what's going on?
Oh, man, it's great to be here. It's 1 hour-ish earlier than we normally do it.
It's many hours earlier,
it's
for
40,
sure.
It's 49 minutes earlier than we normally do it. We're trying this new thing where we start Matt and Bubba a little bit earlier because we thought the West Coast probably didn't get up early enough to watch us. So we want to make sure they get up a little earlier, like start their day off right.
Yeah, West Coast, not always best coast, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I was absolutely. So, hey, it's Matt and Bubba in the morning. We're the Beard Bros, and we're going to be back at you every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern time, talking about board games, playing board games on Board Game Arena. I've said board games too many times already.
Board games.
Playing those games on the games and the Board Game Arena. So
it's kind of a
Board Game Arena, go ahead and check it out
games.
now. Make yourself an account because we're going to be playing some games on there a little bit later. We're going to be talking about game nights. I had a game night yesterday. Aaron and I played a game yesterday. I'm going to say I played a lot of games, but I played a lot of amount of time with games. But I only played two. I played two. It wasn't a lot of games. It was two games that were kind of long.
So you played some mini games.
Played some mini games.
That's it's 2 games more than I played yesterday. So
I'm back on the BG stats train, man.
Serious? You're tracking them?
Yeah, I made all the January. Now, there was a time that's better than last year.
I know
it's like January last year, and I was like, yeah, well, we're done, aren't we?
Yeah, I guess
I
we
just
tried.
feel like I think I play less games with my kids. Like Avon either wants to play like the 4-hour game or he wants to play no games. And I'm like, I don't have time for those games. Like, what happened to all these like quick short games we used to play? And now like the boys are off at school, so like I don't even see them as much as I used to. So we don't. That's like
they're
game
around.
They're around. Well, usually they come home and they're like, you remember like what it's like coming home after school and like number one.
Yeah, you run right to the TV and watch Saved by the Bell.
You run right to the TV and you watch X-Men the animated series. Or Batman.
No, that was Saturday morning.
What's wrong with you?
What do you mean? I'm watching my cartoons during the designated cartoon hours.
Well, obviously, Saturday was the bonus day that they were on, but after
didn't they premiere on Saturday?
I don't know. I only watched them after
who
school,
knows?
man.
You'll never know.
My parents wouldn't let me watch TV on Saturday mornings, and if it was after 9 a.m. After 9 a.m., they're like, go outside. And I said,
you're milking the cows, or like, what's going on?
You got it. I don't know. Who knows? But I always raced home, and I watched Spider-Man. This is like
you're watching Fox.
Like, this is
I got
amazing.
you.
Yeah, I watched Fox. Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men the animated series, and then Batman, whatever it's called,
the animated series,
series as well. The other part 2. And then Power Rangers were on at 5. So it was like a chock full. So I get it. These kids want to come home and they want to watch their shows. They want to get on their Discords and
I almost asked a really dumb question. I almost asked you, when did you get your homework done? But I think I know the answer to that.
Well,
that was future Matt's problem.
No, my school didn't really do a lot of like in elementary and a little bit in middle school. Like they didn't have homework for me to do. Like really, all the work was done
just for everybody else in your class, but not for you.
I was actually like in school, like not counting college. I was a very good student. I got good grades. I was on the honor roll, so like I didn't need to do homework because it would do itself. Or something.
The original set it and forget it. Yeah, the old homework.
It's fine. Oh man. So I don't. All that to say, I'm not playing nearly as many games as I have been in years past, and I'm trying to like having co-optional back really helps because it's like it's at least I'll say in a week span it's probably a 3 plays of one game because usually Aaron and I will play at one time and like just make sure we understand the rules.
Yeah.
Play it again to make sure we really understand the rules, and then we go live with it.
And then you fake it like that's your first time going live with that game. Yeah.
No, what? No, that's not true. We want to make sure we don't sound stupid because we've had live streams where
we have sounded very stupid.
Knew the game and we've played the game in the past. It's like when you wanted me to play Caper the other week, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've played this game before," and then I get into it, I'm like, I have no memory of this place. it was over. So I don't ever want that to happen. We played Now Boarding, and
Oh yeah.
then Tim Bowers was in the chat as
Yep.
we're messing up.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, I'm
It was like, you
freaking
guys know
idiot.
how airplanes work, right? And I'm like, no, I have no idea.
It was like one of my most embarrassing moments, and I don't get embarrassed easily.
That's true.
It was. We had. I don't know how it happened, what happened, but we were playing. Obviously, two of us playing, and I had the 3 and 4 player cards in the game, and I'm like, well, it's not supposed to be there. And like, I thought it was like a one-off, and I was like, oh, whoops, this one must have snuck in there. And then turned out they were all together.
Yeah,
So,
it's mish mush mash.
you know, I kind of panic before I go live if I'm playing a game, because I'm like, I want to make sure things are good.
Oh, I absolutely 100% get that. We, like, just for this stream alone, we were butting up against the, like, I guess it would be 8:59 for everybody else, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go live now. And because we were redoing stuff because we want things to look good and to be good and all sorts of things.
Yep.
Hey,
See,
Falvo.
we had even forgotten how to end the game. We're like, what?
You just say, that's
I
all,
landed.
folks.
Well,
Yep.
you go and pick up your baggage. Yeah, for that game.
Yeah. Well,
Falvo,
unless
what's happening?
you
Good morning.
you didn't you just carry on only.
Hey, for a little peek behind the curtain for all of you watch right now, in the foreseeable future, hopefully sooner than later, Falvo is going to come on and do some mini painting and kind of give you some tips and tricks. And Bubba and I are actually going to like
Paint alongside.
Yeah, so we're going to have to figure out how. Like, I would
It's
love
gonna be
to
like,
have 6 cameras.
well, that's what I'm saying. I have a meeting today with Falvo to talk about all that.
You
And
do?
so-
Okay, awesome.
And by Falvo, we mean the Rylan X. And
Yeah,
so,
sorry. The Rylan X.
but I want it to be like Bob Ross.
You want
you
me
know.
like
Not you. No.
let's paint a little mustache on that
Yeah,
guy.
put a little,
Happy little mustache.
a happy little mustache. There's no mistakes. There's only mustaches.
Yeah. So in the next, I would say, few weeks, we just talked about this. Like, we don't want to rush to like do something. We want quality stuff.
Mhm.
So like making sure that we're all ready to go. Bubba, do you have to order some paint? Bubba, do you have any?
No, I actually remembered/realized the other day that I got paint, like really great paint.
I remember you painting something.
What was it, like the Citadel paint? I don't know. Falvo
Yeah,
probably
that's
knows.
just really good paint. Send it to me.
Oh, is it really? Well, it's gone. I don't know where it went. I think we gave it to the Goodwill, and so I'm gonna have to get paint. And so, legit, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Falvo tell us what to get. We're gonna order it, and then we'll probably have like a list. Hey, if you want to paint along with us, this is what we're using. Give you time to go get it. All sorts of stuff. Like, we want it to be
and
cool
then we'll need to make sure
and a
Bubba
regular
has.
segment.
You're going to want to make sure you have your figures primed if they're not already primed, Bubba.
I'm gonna let Daddy Falvo tell me all about all that stuff because I didn't prime. I'll show you. I don't have it in front of me, but I'll show you the only figure I've ever painted.
You didn't prime it?
She is a little thick and chunky. We'll just say that.
Okay.
It's blobby. I was like, I don't know why anybody likes doing this. This is terrible.
Well, maybe you didn't. We can like talk about all this stuff later. But did you shake your paint up?
Oh, like a salt shaker, absolutely.
Okay, that was just like a let's just start there and figure it out. Because there was a time I had it wasn't old paint either, because I had like one time I had some yellow old paint and I was trying to paint the yellow Power Ranger. I'm like, this just looks so clumpy and globby. I so mad.
Yeah, it made me not want to paint anything ever again. If we're being real. Oh yeah, it was terrible. Hey Zeph, how we doing? Can we braid the beard now? You can't braid Matt's beard.
No, I'm short beard right now.
Every time I turn around, Matt's got short beard. But
no,
hey,
it's actually longer than it has been.
I'm thinking of going that level too.
I'm just trying to like
just take a little off the bottom here.
A little off the bottom top. No,
Yeah.
Aaron, we've talked about this. Aaron said if I have long hair and long beard, I look kind of wild. So I'm trying to like, and I'm trying to grow my hair out.
Very accurate information.
I'm trying to grow my hair out so that I don't know, because I still can. And it's getting pretty long with this. I didn't put enough gel in it this morning, so it's getting a little frizzy, but
No, you didn't put enough LA looks in there.
No, I have curly girl model.
I just think
Hey,
if
I'm
we were
trying to be
talking
kinda
about
young.
Saved by the Bell and our Friday afternoon cartoons, that maybe you were LA looks.
LA looks. No, I was LA gear.
Well, you can't put LA gear in your hair. I mean, you shouldn't
You pump,
put
yeah,
LA
pump
gear.
sneaks. Yeah, pump them.
Did you ever
I look wild regardless. See, I know. Aaron, I put that a photo of me on Facebook. Aaron's like, that doesn't look like you anymore. Like, you're getting a new one. It's like,
Oh
doesn't?
yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Same old
Yeah,
me.
well, she said that, and Gavin wants stickers, and so it's like,
How about both? Why not both?
yeah, why not both? Did you ever have like the pump up shoes?
No, I always wanted them.
They were, they didn't really do anything. They were so weird and kind of half garbage. They were supposed to.
I would never know.
Like tighten around your ankle and give you more support. That was was the point of it.
Here's the thing: when you have really big feet, it didn't matter. They were already tight anyways.
Some of us didn't have that problem. They also pumped up the jam.
They pumped up what?
The jam.
The jam.
Yeah.
You wish they did. No, when I was in second grade, we were in Michigan. We were like in the country, so we were probably behind anyways. They'd probably already passed in other big cities, but second grade, everyone had either Reebok pumps or the LA Gears with the pumps. Yeah. And I had like, I don't know, what's like a really cheap brand
back then.
I had Payless shoes.
Yeah, no brand, brandless.
Yeah, no brand. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the brand was Hand Me Down.
It was Velcro shoes. I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely had holes in them, whatever they were, in all the wrong places.
Well, they didn't pump up, that's for sure. It felt loose, very loose. Well,
hey, you had a game night last night.
I did. Yeah, I was able to play for the first time a game from CGE, Starship Captains, which it looks a lot like Star Trek, but it's its own intellectual property. That's for sure.
Yeah, legally distinct.
Not related. And I think I've only played it once now, but I think that this is my favorite CGE game.
Really?
Even above Lost Ruins of Arnak.
Okay, so let's just pause for a second and make sure that you mean these words that you say. Okay. Hey, Chad.
Okay.
Okay. Chad, Matt just made a statement here. Okay. And so here are the ones that I would put. Again. Okay, go for it, please.
Starship Captains is my favorite CGE game.
Which is that a new one? Is it brand new?
It came out not long ago. It maybe just came out at Essen.
Okay, so it's their most recent title.
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so just off the top of my head, CGE games that exist in time and space.
Yep, let's hear it.
Codenames.
Mm-hmm. Codenames Duet.
Disney Codenames.
Yep. Codenames
It's all the
Codenames.
The Codenames family of games.
Okay. Don't forget extra large.
We've got and also extra large. So we have that, and we also have one of my personal favorites, Sanctum. You didn't play a whole lot of Sanctum.
That one time
when I came down. Yeah.
That's like the Diablo.
That's the Diablo, basically Diablo the board game. It's fantastic. Yeah. Letter Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Galaxy Trucker.
I have not played Galaxy Trucker.
Okay. Lost Ruins of Arnak.
I have played.
And what else am I thinking of? There was another one that I was really surprised that you put it over.
I don't know. I've named all the ones I know.
Oh, Trap Words. Well, I guess you didn't play Trap Words. That was what Drew really likes. Trap Words.
Oh, not BGE.
Close.
I mean, I can't think of anything else beyond those like that I've played before. Did you say Codenames?
I did say XL.
Under Falling Skies. I've not played that one.
Not played it.
Adrenaline. I've demoed it a few years ago.
I've not played Adrenaline.
Pulsar 2849. Did I play that one? I think I did, or at least no. I demoed that one as well. yeah. Anyways,
But you
I think
didn't have a
it's-
chance to play this at Essen, though, did you?
no, this is my first time playing it yesterday.
This is another one that
Pictomania. I don't know Pictomania either.
Luke bought it basically sight unseen. He just was like, oh hey, yeah, it's Star Trek.
Well, we're going to be teaching it. LTN's going to be teaching that
Oh,
at
got it.
Tantrum Con.
Got
and
it.
so he wanted to like have a copy of it to learn it well, and then for also us to do on co-optional. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great.
Oh
we
yeah.
We crunched
So
some
keen.
numbers, and we made it happen. So, yeah, it is. I say it's like a Star Trek, but it's not really in the same regard. So
Do you beam anybody up?
you're not beaming people necessarily. Okay, so I say it's better than Lost Ruins, but it also gives me kind of the same vibes as some of Lost Ruins. Like you had
Okay.
your monsters that are out on the board that you need to go have certain requirements in order to beat them, like certain resources, I think it was, like in order
Oh, yeah.
to defeat those monsters and then get their stuff. So
Yeah.
it's similar to that. And I don't know, like I may just need to play both games again and just compare them. But with Lost Ruins, you're going to a location, you have your resources to defeat certain monsters. Lost Ruins, if you don't know, it's kind of like it's an Indiana Jones adventure-esque, like you're gaining treasure, you're beating up monsters. Not the Indiana Jones beat up monsters, sort of.
Not yet.
just-
We don't know. The new one's coming
Well,
out.
Yeah, it could be anything. So in this one, you are in a spaceship on a board in the middle. It's just like a board that everyone uses. But then in front of you, you also have your actual ship. Your ship can take damage. You can pick up cargo. You can beat pirates out on the space map. But you have 4 rooms, and each room is a different color. So it's red, yellow, blue, and gray. And then you have 4 different types of crew members that can be upgraded. You can also promote them to captain. It gives them a little bit more power. But then each of those crew members are corresponding colors to those rooms. So if I want to move, I take my red guy, I move him on the ship, and I slide him around. And then I can move 2 spaces. If I want to attack a pirate, I use my yellow, put it on the ship, slide it around. And so like you end up getting about yeah, there you go. You end up getting about 8 to 10, possibly up to 12, depending on what you do. There's some androids that you can add that help, that will slide up around the top. And then after a round comes down, you slide everything into your ready area at the bottom of that little circle, except 3 of your guys. So you have to be kind of thoughtful about when you're performing actions, because you're not going to get all of your crew members back. The gray ones are cadets, and they can only repair the ship. Like that's their function. They can't do anything else. Where the other 3 colors, they can either do whatever their specialized thing is, move, get tech, or fight, and they can repair the ship, or they can repair the ship. So you're going around there. Eventually, you can see that card next to it. Where it compares to Lost Ruins is you'll go to a planet. Yep, there you go. And you'll have a distress call. You have a mission that you need to complete on that planet. So instead of moving, attacking, getting tech, or repairing the ship, you send out however many crew is required per that card. So in this case, you would need a yellow crew member, and a blue crew member to complete this mission. So you'd put both those in a little track. They go around the top, and then you complete this mission. And then when you complete the mission, you get whatever the bonus is there. So in this case, you damage your ship because that's just what happens.
Yeah,
you also get an
splitting.
android. An android can be used for a mission as well, but you don't get the bonus if you do it. So if you're short a blue guy, you could use an android instead, but you wouldn't be able to go up this little track here. There's 3 different tracks you're kind of all working to move up on. It sounds like I feel like I'm overcomplicating it, but you get the
But
bonuses.
That's any game though, right? Like you're trying to explain a lot of these ridiculous, like abstract ideas that only make sense in the context of the game.
Just you use your crew members to get bonuses. They do a really good job they have a card that has all of the symbols on there. And honestly, if you've played a lot of board games, you will pick up on the iconography super fast, because it's like, if you do this, you may do this. And then it's like, oh, okay, awesome. That's great. And then each of those cards from those missions that you pick up, they have victory points on the bottom. You play 4 rounds. Whoever has the most points wins. And I I lost to Avon, my eldest, by 1 point.
That's why you never play with him.
Well, I have a feeling that I shorted myself because I didn't realize that all of your guys come back except 3. I thought it was you only get 4 guys back every time. So I think I played a couple rounds where I didn't bring enough guys through, and I still was only 1 point off from victory. So maybe next time.
Well, I'd be interested in trying that out. I mean, like that seems like I don't know, man. Like I really like worker placement. This is not worker placement, but it kind of is. Like
it's worker resource placement because your workers are resources, more or less. Like I only have the ability to, move this one time with this red guy. Now you get badges eventually for doing certain things.
Yeah.
You can spend those badges to like switch a yellow for a red worker if you want to, or you can promote each of promote a member of your team, and it allows them to do their abilities twice, which is pretty cool. You put a little ring over them. Yeah. So I honestly I wasn't sure what I was gonna think. But
going into every game, right? Like that's coming to it fresh.
But I think it was an easy pickup, especially if I think you all will be fine if you've played games before. I think it's worth the play. So if you get a chance, I think Aaron and I will be doing it here in the next couple of weeks on co-optional.
Makes sense.
Yep. So,
Mike, so I did not see that there was another Lost Ruins expansion. I did not see it.
What's it add?
I don't know.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking, the birthday boy.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Mike Soul.
It could be his birthday.
Let's see if we see it here. Lost Ruins Expedition.
Oh, he said, did you say there's another expansion? I know there's one.
Oh, well, what's the search for Professor Cuthill? Board Game Geek? I don't know what this means.
I mean, I know that there's one expansion already out.
Yeah, I already have that one. The Expedition.
Expedition Leaders.
Yeah. I already have that one.
I'm not seeing any other ones on the interwebs here.
Oh, it's there is another one out there. There's this one.
There's an upgrade kit.
Yeah, it's this search for Professor Cuthill. But it's
not out yet, is it?
It's a free solo campaign that I guess you can just go and download.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I like when companies do that. Like, hey, we appreciate you. Here's a free solo campaign. I know Gloomhaven kind of did that, where they released the PDF.
Yeah, right there.
You could do your solo stuff.
Go to Arnak, ARNAK.game. You can get that if you already have the game. I guess just play in this web app. Let's see what it does. Ooh.
The music, I can hear it.
It does not seem like it does. Settings.
Chad said there's another one coming. They haven't said anything about it.
Chad spends 1 week in their booth and one full entire week tip to tail. Suddenly just absorbs all future information.
No, I love it. Well, I have not played Lost Ruins with the expansion. I hear it adds a little bit.
It does. Yeah. I mean, what's really cool is that it adds like variable player powers, which is pretty dang cool.
Right. I know you all played it or tried to play it after PAX Unplugged last year before last, and the time you tried to start the game was too late for my brain.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to watch this one because you don't want me to play this game with you. I know. I've learned the older I get. Hey, Anna, good morning.
You don't want that smoke.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, babe. Hey, you know what I want to talk about? And like, I'm all about Lost Ruins. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan, all that stuff. What's my favorite game, the year it came out was 2021. Is that when it released?
Seems legit.
2020. Either way, favorite game that year. This is the one I want to talk about, Matt. On the Hotness, BGG, number 2 on the Hotness. Expeditions.
I just saw Shane shared that with me yesterday that it was coming out, and I was like, I should have thought there would be more Scythe. I thought it was over. I thought it was done.
It kind of is, but it also kind of is not.
Right. Yeah. You want to talk a little bit about it?
I'm going to pull up the Stonemaier. I never spell that. Games. I'm going to pull up the website and we're going to just kind of look at it because it is
games.
It is Scythe in that it's in the same world. So I would say this: it is Scythe just as much as like Tidal Blades 2 is Tidal Blades, or Tidal Blades Banner Saga is Tidal Blades.
You know what? I read this and I thought for sure this was like an expansion you played with the base game.
No, sir, it is not. It is completely different. It is a competitive, card-driven tile exploration engine building sequel to Scythe.
That's a lot of words.
It's a lot. Well, it's just like, hey, let's name all the mechanics that are in it.
Say it again.
It is a competitive, card-driven tile exploration engine building game.
Okay. A lot of words. Still a lot of words there. I'm trying to figure out how that's all going to work.
Hey, let's just try that. Let me make sure I got everything good to go here. We're gonna
A before I before E. Yeah, always. Is that really the rule? I only know I before E. And I know when two vowels go walking, the first one does
watch
it
this real
gave me
quick.
clarity. It gave me hope. It gave me purpose. I assembled a crew: engineers, merchants, soldiers, explorers.
Is there volume here?
They knew the risks.
For them, it is, yeah.
Okay.
The frozen Siberian tundra was no match for our mech. With every passing day, we grew smarter
That's my favorite Star Wars character.
and stronger. Finally, we found the meteorites. Or maybe they found us. I've never before felt so much power. When the sky fell, I thought only of myself. But there is so much more to this world. So much more. Come, my friend, leave behind Europa. Join me in Tunguska.
I do love the art.
And bring your bear.
So, like, I mean, real talk, that's more in line with the game that I want to play.
Listen to Dr. Dre.
Yeah, y'all listen to Dr. Dre or not? I didn't mean to click on that. So it's in the same world. It's in the same, like, the same exact space, but they're kind of calling people out of, let's stop exploring the place that we were, and like something fell from the sky. Like there was an event. There was an event that happened, and they're like, let's go and check that out. So it is like more science fiction, you know, way more sci-fi than it was, you know, kind of post-apocalyptic, you know, mech stuff. That's still gonna like be in there,
Yeah,
but it's not the everything.
well, let me just say two things. Okay. Number one, good morning, Sean. Number two, this reminds me a little bit of what Terraforming Mars did with the Ares expedition. Like same world, same kind of like ideas in some regard, but a different mechanic. Like you're doing different stuff. Like
Yeah.
it just kind of it didn't just like copy and paste like theme, but it kind of did in a lot of ways. It looks cool.
Well, but
it reminds me of Fallout, the Fallout game.
If it does the same thing for Scythe that Ares expansion did for Terraforming Mars, which really is, it makes it more accessible. It makes
it's going to hopefully bring in a new player.
Dude, I can only imagine that the time to set this up, to teach it and to play it, it has to be less than Scythe, right? Like it has to be.
Okay, so this one says it's 60 to 90 minutes, and I think Scythe is probably
4 hours.
oh my gosh.
You remember every time we sat down to play, it just was like buckle up.
90 to 115 minutes. No, I remember. I feel like you can get pretty quick games with Scythe if everyone knows what they're doing. And I was gonna say that same thing about Starship Captains. Like it says 25 minutes per player. It could easily be under an hour if you're playing like easy. But
Yes.
I remember playing Scythe with the expansion that had the two
Oh
factions.
yeah.
Playing 7 players. That game was
Buckle up.
forever.
Buckle up.
With people who didn't know how to play yet. So Scythe isn't too long as you're with people who don't have analysis paralysis, and you just kind of
They gotta move.
You can play the game pretty quickly if you know what they're doing. So
The trick to games like this is thinking about your turn before it's your turn.
or don't even think about it, just do it. That's what I do.
Yeah, just
and
close your eyes
Just
and
do it. Just
move
do
things.
it. Like I think that this might be a whole other topic, a whole other can of worms I can open, but I play games and I do like to win. I do.
Okay, go on.
Sure. Winning, feels good. And you're like, I did it. It's like those little victories. But I also I value people's time as well. Maybe I'm thinking too much about other people when I'm playing games where Chad, you're a good chef. Yeah. Exclamation point chaff in the
We might make that we might do exclamation point chaff.
I think Chad's a good example of being able to win games and not taking forever on your turns. Andy's the same way. He wins a lot and he knows what he's doing many turns ahead, or he makes it up. I'm not sure what they either of them do.
Yeah. I think they're from the future, but just barely in the future, maybe 2 minutes into the future.
I don't know. I enjoy games, but I also I don't want to it's probably this self-imposed shame or guilt. Guilt's probably a better word to put on. I'm taking too long and I'm making them not enjoy their turns or the game as much as they should. I don't know.
They're force sensitive. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're not from the future. They just know what's happening.
I typically have 2 options going into my turn. One is my main choice, and if something backfires, I have a backup plan.
Which it will.
And it probably will. Depends, just depends. So
I think I'm probably going to get this game. Now,
okay, so that's the Ironclad. That one comes with metal.
So it comes with metal coins. I think that's the only thing that's different.
No.
Also metal mech miniatures.
Whew. What's the other? What's across the other one?
60.
Are we selling Scythe?
70.
Oh, Anna.
So Anna, that's exactly what I was going to get to. Honestly, is that if we're talking about my play in Purge, Scythe is number 1 on that list.
Oh.
Number 1. And it's not because I think it's a trash game. I think Scythe is one of the best games out there. I really do. I think that wholeheartedly. But it's a table hog. It is a shelf hog. I don't have all of it. It was one of the ones that I was just like, man, I'm never going to get it to table. I was realistic with myself, so I didn't get the expansions. I do have the board expansion, and I also have the legacy. And so
Fenris, Rise of Fenris.
Yeah, Fenris Rising.
Rise of Fenris.
Rise of Fenris. There it is. We got there. I do have those 2 things, and so that's. I'm not even going to play that because once you play it, it's done. And so I don't want to have to worry about getting the recharge pack and all that stuff. I've already played Scythe, but it's if anybody wants to purchase Scythe, I have it, and I will absolutely sell it to you.
Chad, are you going to be at PAX East? You just bring, if you want to bring anything, I'll take it and put it in this library. We're looking for games to put in to fill this library up.
Yes.
For others to come and check out and play at home. So
yep.
Let me know.
And I'll be sending some games from my collection to the library, but I'm not sending all of them. It just
No, don't send them all. Am I
No,
driving?
it would be-
No, I'm
it'd
not
be stupid.
driving. Do you want to drive me home?
Well, okay, Sean. So maybe I was a little bit misinformed, but like once you do it, like it's done. Like it's a one and done kind of campaign that then you can use the faction that comes out of it and the components and stuff like that. You can use it in all that. But I want to be able to just give it to people because I don't need to play Scythe. I don't need that. It's not my number one game of all time. I think it's great. I think it propelled tabletop.
Oh man, I was at that Gen Con and came out and I was like, holy smokes.
Nuts.
Everyone had it.
Stonemaier is what it is because of Scythe. Like, don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Scythe is one of those games that fell off my top shelf and
it almost killed you. Yeah.
It just jumped right off. Sean was saying he has too much invested in Scythe, and I also have too much invested. The only thing I'm missing would be the
Several
metal
games.
mechs, and I don't have the big box. So like I have everything else, and it just jumped off the shelf, and it's very heavy, and it damaged the box up. It's fine. It's fine. And Wasabi, I actually really like that idea.
No, we have talked about that a lot actually, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now. We over the years have had some pretty interesting and like I would say good ideas about game share, game sell, all sorts of stuff, but it always just bogs down with logistics. And so, in order, we had an idea of doing like, hey, we're gonna do this massive like game share, right? Like, hey, you can kind of get on the LTN Netflix of games. There it is, Gamefly. And we were like, hey, we've got disc-based video games, we've got cartridge-based video games, we've got a 1 metric ton of board games. We have all these things that don't need to live in our house. There are some people, legitimately speaking, that will their storage is shipping. Yep. They just ship things around, and it's cheaper than renting a storage facility. And we were like, okay, well, what if we did that? But like people could hang on to the game. You pay X number of dollars a month, and you get to keep, $150 game for as long as you want, as long as you're paying the monthly fee, right? And it's not astronomical. It's like $20 a month or whatever. But it was logistics. It was like, all right, well, if we do that, who's going to do it? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be the hub. I'm not going to make sure we have all the software and, spreadsheets and stuff are working like that. And then it was like, at that point, we were like, wow, as a nonprofit, how do we justify that? Come to find out, it would be completely okay. But we had no idea because we didn't look into any of that stuff. So then we came up with the idea of the board game library that just kind of lives at, basically right behind Matt right now.
It's kind of small. It's growing though.
And its first real start was LTN Con. And so we had people while they were at LTN Con just say, hey, if you're selling your game, if you don't sell it or you just want to donate it in general, you can donate it to LTN. And so, yeah. Beta it out like Nerdy wishes. You could open up game share or sale. So like real talk. I mean, we can flesh this out. This is kind of what these moments are for, because this is really kind of very, very heavy on the tabletop games. The shipping is going to be big. I mean, it's going to be a lot of money on shipping. And in order for us to do this properly, there's going to have to be, I don't remember if you guys remember doing anything like Gamefly or Netflix or Redbox or any stuff like that, where they were like shipping things back and forth. But like the cost of the media was 100%. If you damaged it or if anything happened, like it was 100% of the cost of the item. There was no, oh, well, this component is probably this much, or it would cost this much to buff the disc or whatever. It's like, no, if you damage the disc, you're gonna pay, and they were charging like $60 or something like that a disc, and so it's crazy. And so we have to think about that, right? Like we're shipping we're going to be shipping games if we end up doing this at some point. Scythe has 1 billion pieces. 1 billion pieces. And so what we would need is to kind of have a game to like at 2 or 3 of each game in order to be able to keep it up. Like one game that's we hold back for parts, and then like 2 games that we ship out. Then it's like, hey, you know, you're paying $20 a month. Your $20 might barely cover the shipping on Scythe, you know, like something like that. So is it $20 to be in it plus based on what size, or is it like, hey, I want the XL package, and so it's $30 a month? And at what point does that become, you know, not feasible for somebody to pay anymore? You know, it's like, hey, yeah, I could get Scythe and play. I could play Scythe. I could play Nemesis. I could play all these games without having to spend hundreds of dollars. But it's like, would somebody pay $30 to $50 a month? You know, I would say $20 to $50 a month in order for that kind of a service. I have no idea. But I will tell you this: Love Thy Nerd, we cannot take the financial hit on the startup for that. We don't have the capital to be an insurance company whenever somebody messes up a game or loses it or keeps it and doesn't pay. You know, like that kind of stuff. We don't have that. But the kicker, Matt, you're muted. But the kicker,
Hello.
There you go. The thing that we could do is something in Discord. Like, hey, you want to ship games back and forth to each other? You want to sell games to people? You want to do all that stuff? No problem.
Yeah.
And I don't
Garage
even
sale.
mind. Like, real talk, we're trying to find a way. This is a conversation that we're having in our staff.
Tradesies.
Yeah, we're having this conversation within our staff of we're trying to move away from Twitch as our main monetization outside of, you know, partnering and donations and stuff. Trying to move away from Twitch as that monetization platform and move it onto Discord. And here's why. Because Twitch is I mean, you guys are subbing and you're giving bits and you're doing all sorts of stuff, and that's great. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much for, you know, financially supporting us. But we don't have a whole lot that we're pouring into Twitch as far as like a tiered program, right? So like we're not really focusing heavy on emotes. We're not doing, you know, like special stuff with our Twitch subs, any of that stuff. And it's very deliberate because we're trying to kind of roll back on that and move it over to Discord. Discord lets us set up tiers and, you know, different giving tiers and stuff like that, where you can opt into whichever level you want to be in, and then we can assign roles that then give you things at that tier. So if you're like, hey, I would like access to Nerdy Wishes, or I would like access to the swap meet or whatever, I mean, we can monetize that. And then that kind of helps to say, hey, we're giving you this platform with all these people at the swap meet, basically is what it is. You pay to have a booth at a swap meet. And then you can do and sell and buy and whatever. And we'll have bots and like all sorts of stuff to make it as easy as possible. But these are things that we're thinking about, because I personally have all of these games and more. You can barely see any of them. I have all of these games and more. That
There's a Bible Project book back there.
I have 2 of them, Matthew. I have 2 of those. Oh, I know why. 1, because I kickstarted it. 2, because I think my brother gave it to me for Christmas one year. And I was like, that's kind of a fantastic gift if I didn't already have it.
We have one. They're cool.
Yeah, it's
Only
fantastic.
one though.
So, I mean, what does everybody think? I've just been spouting. I haven't been reading.
Chad, your bits give me joy in my heart.
They do, and I'm very appreciative of that. We're trying to. We're not going to just cut Twitch cold turkey, as far as like the monetization goes, but you probably will see us in the next probably 6 months roll back from affiliate, because as an affiliate, that's how you can gain money and income. But we want to make sure that we have the Discord all set up so that we can do that. And it's good to know that Discord takes like 3%, while
Twitch is
Twitch takes 50. And so if you're trying to actually push things forward here, it gives you more bang for your buck, puts more oomph behind it.
Yeah, I like the idea too. I think we all have a lot of games that we will play once, or we'll play once and we think we're going to like it, and we play and we're like, that actually wasn't for me. And others who are looking for those games that will really enjoy it. So Papa Bezos, there it is. Oh, Papa John Bezos. Yeah, definitely a big cost, Sean. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Why do you think Blockbuster went under, right? No, I'm no Blockbuster.
Hollywood Video.
More like Hollywood Video, yeah. More like Hollywood Video.
Yeah, that great British baking show.
British baking show game. You have it, right? Yeah, Anna says you do. Oh wait, Anna wants it, or Anna wants it.
No. We had it. I got it at Gen Con, but I don't know that we have it anymore.
Oh, is it gone?
I don't know if we got rid of it or not.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I feel like I'm getting better about not buying all the games, but I still probably buy too many games. Aaron, don't chime in.
Dude, I just backed the Once Upon a Line yesterday.
I know we're gonna talk about that game here in just a few minutes, but like, what? I'm sure there's a lot of us here in the chat. Like, what do we need to have all the games? No. Do we even have time to play all the games? No. We don't. But
I can tell you no, like for sure, for certain.
No, you know, the answer is no. Yeah.
I really do like the idea, and you were talking about your game night. We've got a game night this Friday, and I actually have a copy of Gloomhaven up there that we played one time, and by one time I mean we played Oh, absolutely. It's
you have to.
Punched it, and we put it in the little boxes and all sorts of stuff. And so, Chad, if you're gonna back that game, you have like, I think it's 24 hours. You have one day to decide.
Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
And we'll look at that and talk about it in just a second, like Matt said. But like, that game was $120. Yeah. $120. That's a large investment for, we might play it sometimes.
Right.
We talk a lot about go in on these big games as a group, because what it does is, first of all, it gets you the game, right? If you're like, hey, this game's $120, there's 5 of us, you split it 5 ways, boom. Game's paid for, and it's actually a pretty affordable game at that price point.
Yep. In the amount of time you pay. Yep.
Right, for as long as you're going to be playing that daggum game. And so doing that, but also what it does is it solidifies a gaming group. Like, hey, we're going to have this group of people that are going to be playing games for however long it takes us to get through the campaign. And so it's kind of 2 or 3 fold. And then at the end of it, if it's one of those games that you can ship off, Gloomhaven,
you have to walk it over,
yeah, sometimes yes, sometimes
not
no.
a bike. You can't bike it on your back. I've tried.
Actually, you have, yeah.
Yeah, I have tried. You can't do it. Too heavy.
I cannot believe you did that
the whole time. Well, let us think more about a place in Discord and how that would look. We don't want to we want to make sure it's a trusted thing as well, because not that we would be fully we wouldn't be responsible if someone didn't ship you stuff. Like, I want to make that clear. Like, LTN's not on the dime for that. So how do we make sure it's a trusted space for you all? I think Nerdy Bush is a pretty good example of it can be done. But
so I mean, we need to kind of figure out we need to figure out how to like a user rating system for people. Like, hey, this is a good seller, this is a good ships within XYZ, that kind of stuff, shipped with all the components. There needs to be some sort of a rating system, and I don't know that lives in Discord.
I know that, like, if you go to other like Facebook groups or things like that, people can be like, hey, like, I've done it for HeroClix, like, hey, does anyone have any experience with this user? and then people will chime in and be like, "Oh yeah, they shipped me such and such, and it was great."
Yeah, link
Like,
their
kind of
BGG account.
Helping each other keep each other's word for it, basically.
That's a great idea. And then honestly, I mean, we would mod that. So like if there's a scammer, which I don't want to speak this into the world here, into the Discord, but it's probably going to happen, and I apologize about that ahead of time.
Yeah, I didn't get my my Secret Santa one year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do things the way we do them now because of crap like that. And so, but anyway, I mean, I think honestly, legitimately speaking, putting it behind a paywall might do.
And we're not
a
talking
lot.
like a crazy amount, but like, yeah, I think it would keep. I don't know, if you're selling games, you're going to be making that money pretty dang quick. And we tried this at LTN Con. We're like, hey, just a portion of whatever you sell, you can donate. Would be awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's a pretty good idea.
Well, we can talk more about it. And if you have chimed off in the chat, I saw Caffeine, I saw Ice Pedal here. Reach out to us so we don't forget.
We'll probably make a form as when we get close to it for people that are interested.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's not happening this week. It's not happening. You know, person you never heard of, never found in the community. It was probably him. Okay, got it.
Bubba's your Secret Santa, always.
Oh, surprise!
Always.
No, you're her favorite Secret Santa. You will always be her favorite Secret Santa. Yeah, you got her Stardew.
Well, kind of a big deal.
Or I guess maybe it was Aaron, because you don't seem to remember it very much.
No, I do. It just took me a second.
Okay.
That's where my brain went, but I wanted you to confirm it. Yeah. See, there it is.
Yeah, Matt is her favorite one. Absolutely.
It probably was a real life ghost. Like, it was like Casper.
The Holy Ghost?
Casper the Holy Ghost.
Speaking of, and you can't see it in this shot, but one of the games that's on my play and purge list is Stardew.
I'm sorry, Anna. He bought that for you.
I did, and I would have kept it too if they didn't turn around and sell it to a company that is now publishing it.
Like, they're not publishing it?
They are. It's like readily available.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did get him a the Heresies. There it is.
That doesn't sound right.
They got PJ. I think it was last year. They got him a wood carved Game Boy teething toy.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? The dogs loved it. It
really?
was perfect. Oh yeah.
Indiana.
Big mad. It was not Indiana.
Oh, well, obviously Indiana would never ever do that.
All he does is poop on the floor these days, and so
that sounds more like Indiana. Yeah, actually. Well, hey, give us some time. Like, if you said you want to be a help out with that, like, we like to not have to do everything, which sounds stupid, but like, I honestly, if Bubba and I have to do all the things are going to fall. So we want to make sure we bring other people on with us to help out and make these things run really, really smooth. So, hey, I did play another game yesterday. Aaron and I did. We can talk about this. You can show it off here on the old Kickstart because there's not much time left. There it is. Aaron and I yesterday during Co-optional, if you missed it, you can go back. There's probably a VOD still available for you to watch, and eventually it should be on YouTube. But right now it's probably not. So don't listen to how the game got put away, though.
Well, there's no way to put it away on the inside. It's just an open box.
There were bags, and I was like, I'm really hungry. I'll do this later. We played yesterday. We played Once Upon a Line, and it was really fun. Like, it's the first ever. I don't need to keep holding this game. It's the first ever scratch off adventure. When I heard that, like, it has like scratchable ink on these little boards, and I'll pull a board out here. I know you can kind of see it there, but it's a mixture between a crossword puzzle and a word search, which sounds weird, with a story. So you're searching for these words on the board, scratching them off, and there's some consequences if you don't scratch off the right spots. You're really trying to do it within a certain amount of time, because if you scratch off too many of these time symbols, you can lose. So they're little shiny. Yeah, you can kind of see it. The light's kind of messing with it, but you scratch off these little squares here, and you're trying to find hidden words that
Scratch.
Go along with the story. Yeah, scratch. I wasn't sure. Again, like I go into games cautious. Like this is part of me, like not trying to buy all the games anymore. Aaron told me if I buy a game anymore, I have to replace it because we're at a point where I have just a very few shelf spaces left, and I don't want to have to keep building more and more shelves. Okay.
Oh, come on.
I do, but I don't. And I came into this game kind of like wasn't sure what to expect, and it's a lot of fun. I ended up backing it because I thought it's one of those games that we can play in the evening. We can have a story. We don't have to like wreck our brains trying to like we all know these games, like they're brain burners, and if you try to play them after 8 p.m. it's just not going to go well for us older folk. So I went for it. It's a ton of fun. Bubba, you had a chance to tune in a little bit yesterday.
I did. And then because I like they shipped me the game, and Ann and I were going to play it, and then Matt was like, "Hey, we're bringing back co-optional." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll ship you this game because that's the whole point of co-optional."
Sure. Yeah.
And we didn't get to play it at all. I opened the box and looked at the components, but that told me nothing. I didn't even read the rules. Shipped it to you, and was like, "I'll probably pass on this one, honestly, because again, I don't need all the games." But watching you guys play it, I was like, "Oh no! This is the same company that did Chronicles of Crime." Okay, yep. My wife's like most played. I don't know if she would say it's her favorite, but it is absolutely her most played board game. Most played by a mile, most played. And so I was like, yeah, absolutely. I could see us playing this. And now obviously I say that, but I could see us playing every game together, right?
Sure.
I'm a visionary, but this one I'm like, man, I could really actually see us sitting down and doing this because the setup is not massive at all.
The footprint on the table is not massive, which is wonderful. Like when we were setting up yesterday, I was like, oh man, like I kind of expected us to fill this out a little bit more. Like I kind of need to move things out a bit so it looks like it's fuller. And
well, and so I was thinking about that with while I was watching you guys play. I was like, man, I really think we need to have like just a tight shot on what you guys are scratching, because that's the whole game. Like that's everything else is the theater of the mind. And so,
well,
but I did a bad thing. I went pretty heavy all in on it. And so,
well, I went ahead and just got the base pledge level, because from what I'm reading, you'll be able to pick up any of the expansions at conventions. And I'm like, if there's one I want, I can grab it then. Or if there's more that I want, I can grab it then. Because I do this very often where I'm all in on a Kickstarter, all in, and I'll play the game twice. I'll never even touch the expansions, and they'll sit there.
Well, I've never done that. So
never.
This will be my first time.
Not one time. So this has where is it at? 23 hours to go, and you can get the base selection. And it comes with one expansion and a metal scratcher, which isn't necessary, but they're basically it's free.
Look how cool it looks, though.
It's about $43. It's 39 euro, but it's about $43. So you're getting close. I believe in you. You're making everyone sick, but you're doing it.
Where was it? I just saw it.
It's like near the top.
The metal scratcher.
Metal scratcher. Mm-hmm. Keep going. So
there it is. Look at that. Look how cool that looks. A little triangle.
Deluxe metal scratcher.
You like triangles or not? Like, come on.
I do. I'd use it to scratch my back too. So.
Ooh, actual size right
in
there.
My beard. Yeah. Chad, I am still staying away from. Come on, because it's too much. It's too much.
Matt, here's the thing though, right? Like, I'm sorry, I know you're moving on to Come On Games, but real quick, Ice Puddle in the chat was saying she was trying to get her husband to, to convince him to back this game. He said, we already have too many games. That is just true of most everybody, right? Very few people that we know that are interested in this show or what we do at Love Thy Nerd at all have just enough games or could use a few more, right? Almost everybody has enough games. I say all that, and then this game offers something completely unique, and it also unique. Something very satisfying. So much so that your wife, one Miss Erin Wambier, she scratched the whole freaking thing after you were done.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
The whole thing. Messy. And then, if that wasn't enough, enjoyed the cleanup of it after because of how satisfying that was.
It's coming out of her allowance is what's happening. I'm just kidding. Coming out of my allowance is what it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a ninja star for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just it's gonna scratch somebody's eyes. Not really. But this again, like I'm gonna say this, and it's not true. There aren't a lot of unique games anymore.
There's a lot of recycled ideas.
There's a lot of recycled ideas. So to have
and
something
mechanics.
like this is a completely new mechanic. And I know some people are like, well, you scratch it once and it's done. I get that. I feel like there is enough of this game though that when you finally finished the story, you're going to be satisfied. And there are refresh packs because the little board doesn't look massive, but there's a lot of tiny squares on here.
Yeah, it's Minesweeper for sure.
Yeah. Minesweeper. So for me, like just finding a game that is unique and not non-recycled idea, I'm in. And then I really enjoyed it. So that made it even better.
Yeah. Big fan. We even
just looked at the new Scythe, the expansion standalone, and all of us were like, yeah, it does kind of remind me of this game. Because of this, like, it's just tile flipping, worker placement, card management. Those are common things. You don't hear scratch off adventure, very often.
Never once. I mean, that is kind of Lucky Duck's thing. They're really good at just kind of thinking outside of the box, and I'm thinking like even like Jetpack Joyride, they did that one, and that was a really fun, dexterity based, game that I hadn't really seen done before. It doesn't mean it hadn't been done. It's like, but it wasn't done to death, and it wasn't super popular.
Right.
And then you had Chronicles of Crime, and that was just absolutely freaking revolutionary. Like there was not another game out there, and now there are few games out there like that, and that's totally fine. But you think about the genesis of these ideas, you think about coming up with something new, being on the cusp of newness. It's something that we here at Love Thy Nerd understand. Like there is something good and rewarding about being there, on the cusp of that. Okay, now we can stop talking because Chad backed it.
All right, we got him, guys. We got him.
Golly, that one took way longer than it should have.
Anyways, hey, do what you want with your money, okay?
Hey, I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play this video. You're not gonna be able to hear it, Matt. But
I'll be quiet. I'm gonna grab a drink.
Okay.
Hello everyone, I'm William.
And my name is Dan, and both together we are Pert et Fracas. I'm absolutely thrilled to present to you a new game unlike anything you'll have seen before. Once Upon a Line is an immersive narrative board game for solo and cooperative play that combines elements of word puzzles and choose your own adventure games.
Since the dawn of time, you, the Zephyrimes, have watched over the Great Balance in secret. Now, as tragedy threatens to plunge the world into chaos, you will embody brave heroes and attempt to guide them through the challenges to come. Each time you play, you will choose from a range of heroes, each with their own unique talents. Then, you'll dive into feature-length stories and explore them using the never-before-seen Grid of Destiny. The Grid of Destiny system uses scratch-off ink so that every decision that you make will alter the story as you physically carve out your actions into the grid. Each action you take will reveal letters and symbols that can be combined together to discover new locations, gather items, and fulfill quests. But you'll need to explore carefully, as time is against you, and the Grid of Destiny is full of traps. Over the course of many chapters, you'll level up your heroes, uncover secrets, and make choices leading you to several possible endings. As each chapter can last for 3 or more hours, you can save your progress at any time, and later return to precisely where you left off.
As a natively French publisher, we are absolutely delighted to announce our partnership with our friends at Lucky Duck Games, who will be translating and publishing Once Upon a Line in English.
And we hope you'll join us both on this exciting new journey.
Did it.
Yeah. So, I mean, Lucky Duck, they're a publishing company, and they're really good about sourcing talent. And so, yeah. Hey, like it says, don't miss out, Chad.
You got it.
Go and get a couple more of them. But hey, I mean, we're gonna continue to kind of show you stuff. We are in this Beard Bros with Matt and Bubba in the morning. Like we're gonna keep showing you Kickstarters and crowdfunding. Some things that we are backing, some things that we're not backing. Doesn't mean you shouldn't. But today we kind of talked a little bit about expeditions for Stonemaier Games, and we also talked about Once Upon a Line and also Starship Captains. And so those are kind of 3 recommendations, arbitrary number, just games we're talking about that you should maybe think about picking up if you want to.
Do that thing.
Do that thing. Hey, you want to play a game?
Yeah, sure. I've heard of games before.
I mean, I don't want to put you out or anything, but like,
I don't know. I guess I got water. I got coffee. Like I feel pretty good now.
Okay.
That was like the perfect length video. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah. I did my best. So.
One thing I miss about being at home to do these types of things is I can't say, "Hey, Aaron, hey, children, would you please bring me a water?"
You can. It would just take a little bit longer.
Take longer. Yeah. And I don't think my kids wouldn't be able to do it. So, okay.
Let's go.
Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out. We do this because we love you and we want you to know that Jesus loves you. And if you want to talk more about that, we would love to talk to you about that. But if not, watch us play games. Watch me lose. That's totally fine too. If you're going to be at PAX East or at Tantrum Con, Bubba and I will be at PAX East. We'll have a team at Tantrum Con. If you're going to be at Exponential Orlando, Bubba and I will be there in what is that, March? Come find us. Come say hello. If you find us, maybe I'll have a sticker of my face on it. Who knows? No pressure. Bank Shanghai, we're just leaving, but I hope you have a great day.
Yeah. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. And hey, thank you for hanging out with us, being a part of what it is that we're doing here at Love Thy Nerd. For more information, you can go !LTN. Tell you more about that. Find out more about what we do with Love Thy Nerd. We're just here to love and serve our nerdy neighbors. And we do that for two reasons. We want you to know that we love you. You're important. And the things that matter to you are important because they do matter to you and they matter to God. And so, but the second one and the bigger one is this. And that's if no one else tells you this, just remember it's true. Jesus loves you, nerd. Bye-bye.
Peace.